WebSportsRadio.com, in association with KBFL, proudly presents Missouri State University Ice Hockey. With the call, here's Steve Casson.
And live from the Boulder Rec Center in Boulder, Colorado, it is Missouri State Hockey versus Colorado. Hello, everybody. Steve Casson, along with Scott Lutsky, doing graphics remotely from Springfield. And Scott, I want to tell you, it was 50 degrees here today. It was a completely strange situation to walk out of the hotel and not have to worry about wearing a jacket, except inside the CU Rec Center right now, it is getting kind of cold. Missouri State is 17-10-3. The new rankings came out. They are ranked number 13. That's after a 6-1 and 7-1 loss to Lindenwood last weekend. Hunter Cooley and Evan Ross scored the Ice Bears only 2 goals in each of the games. And with the defeats, the Ice Bears are 0-4-2 in the last 6 games, and they are 6-8 on the road. It has not been good for Missouri State. The Ice Bears have scored 40 goals. They've given up 51, a difference of 11 goals. The Ice Bears will finish the regular season this weekend against Colorado. And the last time these two teams met, Missouri State lost 6-5 in an epic 11-round shootout on January 14th and had a 4-1 victory on January 15th. Jacob Wheatop and Hunter Cooley had goals in the first game, as did newcomer Clayton Daw. And I talked to head coach Jeremy Law, and Daw is getting better. He has an upper body injury, and hopefully he will be available for postseason play. Jacob Wheatop had 2 goals in the second game, as did Matt McGowan. He also tallied. Cooley also notched an empty goal in that game. Missouri State, though, has to pick it up on the power play. The Ice Bears went 0 for 5 with the man advantage. Colorado was 2 for 7 in the series, and that was key in the first game, the 6-5 shootout loss, as they did have 1 power play goal. Adam Trunco scored his 3rd of the season at the time to give Colorado the lead at that time. The Ice Bears still without Kaysen Gallant, but Jacob Wheatop now leads the team with 32 points, 16 goals, 16 assists, has 5 power play goals. He's averaging 1.07 points per game. Matt McGowan is second with 10 goals and 16 assists. He has points in 8 of his last 11 games. And Evan Ross is third with 11 goals and 13 assists and points in 7 of his last 10 games. Jared Bratton is fourth with 7 goals and 14 assists and has 5 goals in the last 8 games. And, of course, Hunter Cooley is back. The Ice Bears have missed him after he missed 3 games. He's 8th in scoring with 8 goals and 4 assists in 19 games. Taking a look at the University of Colorado, who come in at rank number 33. Colorado 8-12-7 with 5 of these season's games played in overtime and 5 which finished in a shootout. The Buffaloes have won 3 of those contests, 1 in overtime, the beginning of the season, and 2 in a shootout. Colorado has lost the last 7 straight games, including 3 of the last 4 in overtime. Since what else? A 11-round shootout win over Missouri State. That was their last victory, January 14th, as I mentioned, at Jordan Valley Ice Park. These games will be the final WCHL games of the season for the Buffaloes, who are in 7th place with a 4-9-5 record and 16 points. Colorado is led by senior Adam Trunco with 9 goals and 12 assists. He's averaging 0.81 points per game. And he is also the only player to have the team's only shorthanded goal. Brendan Hansen is second with 8 goals and 10 assists and leads the Buffaloes with 4 power play goals. Mark Dorgy is tied for third with 7 goals and 11 assists, including the only goal in a 2-1 overtime loss to Colorado State on February 11th. Keegan Davis is fourth with 5 goals and 11 assists, but he's been scoreless in the last 2 games after notching a pair of goals against Utah in a 5-4 overtime loss on January 29th. Max Basenik is fifth, 7 goals, 7 assists. He scored 2 goals and an assist against Missouri State in the January 14th game at Jordan Valley Ice Park. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the starting goaltenders as we get things started here at the CU Recplex in Boulder, Colorado.
This is Barrel Bob, MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. You'll be seeing more of me as the weather warms up. Crews will be working on our roads. That means lanes will be closed for construction and maintenance work on our highways. As you approach a work zone, please don't drive distracted. You need to pay attention. I want you and my friends working on the roads to all get home safely. Remember, buckle up and put down your phone. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
Your best source for awards of any kind is always Bowles Trophy House in Springfield. Trophies, plaques, medals, gifts, ribbons, and more. You get top quality and great service at Bowles Trophy House, serving Springfield and Southwest Missouri for over 40 years. Call them at 417-869-8720.
And if you need embroidery work done, logos, digitizing, and more, come to Banners and Brainstorms in Bowles Trophy House at 601 South Kimbrough.
Pearson Kelly Office Products presents
Great Moments in Office Technology.
When Julie gets bored at work, she writes funny captions to pictures of animals she found online. Then she realized she could send all of her pictures in one gigantic message to her coworkers. At that moment, Julie created Junk Email. Now, employees can enjoy their days watching auto-tuned sneezing pandas. There are plenty of ways to waste your company's money. Your copier shouldn't be one of them. Pearson Kelly Office Products. Business made simple.
Back at the CU Rec Center, Boulder, Colorado, Steve Casson, along with Ryan Armstrong, who's doing camera work here today. And Ryan, talking about the goaltenders for Missouri State, it will be Matt Griffin starting in net in 13 games. He's 8-5 with a 3.31 goals against average and a .900 save percentage. And the key thing about him is even in the Lindenwood 6-1 game that the Lions won, he still had a .900 save percentage, faced 61 shots that game. Ravi Khatri will be in nets for the Colorado Buffaloes. In 6 games, he's 2-1-3 with a 4.11 goals against average and an .897 save percentage. Ryan, what does Missouri State have to do, especially being on the road, early in this first period?
Well, they've got to set the pace right from the start, being on a long bus trip from Springfield all the way out to Boulder out here. It's gonna take the first couple shifts to get them going, set the pace, and really get a couple quick shots, quick hits, and set the tone right from the start. But yeah, you mentioned Griffin. He's got stellar numbers this year. He's a great goaltender, a great student, great kid, and young man. Let me say that. And he really has a lot of passion for his teammates, and you see it from his games. I mean, the kid wears his heart on his sleeve, and he plays phenomenal. So excited to see him between the pipes tonight for the start of this game, and hopefully a good one at that.
It's been a while since this team has been on this ice surface. It's a little different surface. And I say different because there's a lot of yellow in this building, and sometimes it gets very, very yellow. We've managed to correct the video for you so it doesn't look as bad, but I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, but for some strange reason, Missouri State has had problems on this ice surface.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily this surface in particular. You look at our home record and away record, and that's something that the team definitely wants to change. You look at the national tournament, that's not in Springfield, so they're going to have to be able to figure it out on the road one way or another, and this is a great barn to be able to do that. And the guys are just about ready to go, about 30 seconds on the clock. Referees have entered the ice, and they're gonna start to try to set the tone from the very start. Those road games, as well as I do, Steve, it's 50% at home, 50% on the road, and they're all important.
Speaking of referees, John Grant and Scott Tuttle are the officials. Sarah Tyree and Chijaki St. Pierre are the linesmen as the teams have made their way out onto the ice. So we'll get started here momentarily. And Ryan, how excited were you to step out of the hotel room, like I mentioned in the open, and it's about 50 degrees? Not expecting that, were you?
I was expecting the Rockies to be a little rockier and it to be a little colder, but overall, I'll take it. We're inside a hockey rink. This is where I like to be anyway.
Missouri State coming in after the latest ranking and the losses to Lindenwood at number 13. University of Colorado coming in at number 33. So important games for Missouri State. And in just a moment, we will have the introduction to the starting lineups. Andrew Agnew will be our PA announcer, and we should have his feed piped in. But right now, we are waiting for
some technical difficulties from the student section here.
Well, I thought we were going to have a PA feed. He looked right up at me and he said, I'm not going to do it. I'm kidding, but I think he forgot. So they're announcing Matt Griffin starting in net.
Number 3, Sam Frederick on defense, along with number 42, Noah Malthaner. Steve, you got the forwards?
Forward Jack Brackbill along with Jared Bratton and Hunter Cooley, and it's good to see that lineup again. I wish Hunter was has name started with a B so I could have another B line up again. You've got Brackbill and Bratton.
I don't know if we can do another B line.
Yeah, I really like that one. Tommy Kleinman starting along with Adam Trunco, Brendan Hansen, Kyle Cato, and not sure who the other starter is, but we know in nets, as I mentioned, Robbie Kotry will be in nets. Sounds like we don't have a PA feed. They have the national anthem. We will take a quick break, that is, and we'll be back.
Hey, Missouri! Barrel Bob here. I'm MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. I see a lot of distracted drivers in work zones not paying attention to the road. Distracted driving is the #1 cause of crashes. The average text takes 5 seconds to read. At 55 miles per hour, you could travel the length of a football field blindfolded. Don't take the chance. I want you and my friends working on the roads to get home safely. Please buckle up and put your phone down. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
Your best source for awards of any kind is always Bowles Trophy House in Springfield. Trophies, plaques, medals, gifts, ribbons, and more. You get top quality and great service at Bowles Trophy House, serving Springfield and Southwest Missouri for over 40 years. Call them at 417-869-8720.
And if you need embroidery work done, logos, digitizing, and more, come to Banners and Brainstorms in Bowles Trophy House at 601 South Kimbrough.
Our national anthem just finishing up at the CU Rec Center. We're ready for period number 1. Missouri State ranked number 13. University of Colorado Buffaloes number 33. Missouri State will skate from the left to the right and Colorado from the right to the left. And apparently we are in the middle of some kind of walkway here, and
Everyone's they'll figure it out.
Yeah, they'll figure it out as they pile their way into the CU Rec Center.
Real quick, I'd like to make a quick shout out to the Connecticut viewers of Missouri State hockey out there in New London and New Groton, Connecticut. The Armstrong family watching crowds supporting their Ice Bears. Different sides of the country, but you know what? That's the great thing about Web Sports Radio and Steve, and what we can offer is it doesn't matter where you are, you can watch some Ice Bears hockey.
Well, the great thing, and I'll get to it in a second as we are starting period number 1, and to take the draw for Missouri State was Jack Brackbill. He won it, but it's controlled by Colorado. Buffs have it. Tommy Kleinman, 6 goals, 7 assists for him, gets it into the Missouri State zone, almost coughed up there. Good deflection away by Hunter Cooley of Missouri State, ranked 8th in scoring for Missouri State, but he has missed several games. Now the Ice Bears forget the puck as a good play there by Kyle Cato keeps it in. Dropped over to the far side to Noah Malthaner. Gets it out to Jordan Bratton off of his stick and sent back in where Missouri State will regather. They're offside, and they'll clear the zone and shoot it in. Line change for Missouri State, just 35 seconds underway in this first period. It's back behind the CU net. Grabbed by Brendan Hansen. His pass up along the sideboards and getting pushed off the play and sliding all the way around is Drew McConaughey. Back into the CU zone, a drive in, the first shot of the game and a save. That one came off of Missouri State's Evan Ross. A return shot, this one bounces up high from Matt McGowan, goes to the far side. Now McConaughey has it for CU. They set it up again. Left side now for Jake Hager, and across the line for McConaughey. Through the middle, intercepted by Missouri State. It'll be taken by Matt McGowan. Somebody lost their stick, and that was McGowan, had it flipped out of him, and McConaughey has it the other way. In the Missouri State zone, no thank you, say the Ice Bears defense, and it comes back into the CU end. 18:31 to go in this period, and we've had no stoppage after that first quick one. Grabbed now by Jake Hager. Sent into the Missouri State zone. Left side, Quinn Schreppel with it. Off of his stick. And out to center. Shot right back in by Jesse Kate. Now Kate sweeps it back to his defense. Inadvertently hits Kate, goes lower. Now to Terrence Josephson. Josephson has no goals in 12 games. In fact, 1 goal in the last 20. He was hot to begin the season and has just kind of settled in a little bit.
He's due today.
Ice Bears with possession off of the stick of Carl Witter. Had a talk with him. Witter is from Nuremberg, a suburb. Well, actually, he's from Fürth, which is a suburb of Nuremberg. And we were talking about Germany and the new Schwanstein Castle and all certain places that I've been to that he, of course, sees almost every day when he was growing up. Shot in that Cottry makes a save on. Stuck into the corner, Luke Gosnell will carry it out. Up ahead now to Jaden Del Tufo. Puck makes its way out to center and reset. Here is Jared Peterson. Ice Bears have possession. It's grabbed by Andrew Koutsogiannis. And Koutsogiannis now playing in his 8th game for Missouri State. Up ahead, it's Jason Kelly off of his stick, and his like number 22 steals the puck. That is Cam Bandoni. I know I'll get it right. Third time's a try. 16:42 to go in this period, and it's been a quick one. No stoppages. Puck is sent all the way down, and as soon as I say that, we get an icing call. 16:35 to go in the period. Icing will bring it back into the CU, into the ice. So, Ryan, just kind of a feeling out first 4 minutes for these two teams?
Yeah, not too bad. It's a good pace, and for the most part, the pressure has been neutral zone, offensive zone. So definitely positive to start this game, and now we just got to get a couple more shots on net and get a little hungry around there.
Ice Bears do win the draw. Goes to the far side to Jake Kopinski. Up the middle, still with possession. Kopinski waits, he shoots, it's blocked in front. It'll be grabbed by Brendan Hansen. Hansen races through, and the Ice Bears intercept. Tommy Raymer to flip it up off the glass, and it connects. Here's what I knew I was going to do it. Jared Bratton almost did it. It's not Jordan. He's graduated. Shot comes in, and it just spun around as Cooley got it. May have gone off the glove of Cottry, and it's still no score. Up high, Kopinski. He shoots. Blocker save again by Cottry. Jake Kopinski, no points in 5 games, and he's also due. Puck is flipped out by Keegan Lewis. And it'll be Missouri State with possession. Kopinski back of his own zone. 15:40 to go in the period. Puck intercepted. Grabbed by Mark Borghi, and we get a whistle for a stoppage in play.
Yeah, the net came off its moorings. They don't use the same moorings that we do in Springfield, so they come off just a bit easier. So they just want to reset that and have a face-off outside in the neutral zone. I'm sure goaltender Griffin appreciates that. Steve, you're a goalie. You know the feeling. You want the refs to pay attention to your moorings and your net.
So it's a catch-22 because you want the rubber pegs like we have, because as a goaltender you want to be able to push off. But if you find that you don't have that, you realize you can't do that, But then you're like, okay, if it's going to get really, really tough, I'm just going to push off, knock the net off, and they're going to have to stop play.
Well, we don't want to encourage any sort of delay game penalties here.
No, not at all.
Little gathering down by the net as Buffalo player number 23 skates by and clips Griffin in the head.
Yeah.
Brussa goes over there to make sure that he knows that that's not going to be put up with, and referee's going to go check on Griffin real quick and make sure everything's okay. Give him a minute to kind of regroup himself as he readjusts his helmet. Face off to his left.
They're still making sure that Griff is okay.
Yeah, anytime you get anything with the goalie in a
Absolutely.
head, you're going to take that extra precaution for sure. So
McGowan for Missouri State in to take the draw along with Max Basenik, and the Ice Bears do gain possession. Quickly they feed it out to center, trying to connect with the Ice Bears' Jacob Wheatop. It does not, but Missouri State will be back in their own zone to work things up. 15:09 to go in this period. And the Ice Bears will send it with Levi Wright. 1 assist in 8 of his last 12 games. So he's at a point in 8 of 12, and there have been assists. Ice Bears almost stole the puck. That was a good fighting play there by Wheatop. Right side drive by Brussa, that is, and a save. That was a blast. And I've said it, if Noah could wind and get a lot of time, he would be a dangerous shot.
yeah, I think you see right there by that play on number 6 of Colorado why he's a threat in the defensive zone. Great body contact, same as he was been doing in the Lindenwood series last weekend and pretty much the majority of the season. So defensemen definitely want to be able to keep our eye out on.
Ice Bears with Carlo Witter brings it across the line into the zone to Tariff Josephson, and then a return pass back misses wide, and Witter will have it again right side. Hits the post. It got up and past the goaltender, hit the post, and came out. And Missouri State was that close. 14 minutes to go in the period. So Missouri State has put some shots on net. One of them didn't count there, and the puck is sent all the way down. This should have
go icing as it went off a Buffalo player.
Exactly. I was going to say it should have been tipped, and it was. Officials do not call that, so play continues. Here is Kyle Cato. 1 goal, 2 assists for the senior out of Boulder. Puck is flipped back in the Missouri State Ice Bears zone. And it's a full sail change for Colorado. The Ice Bears get at least 1 out. Now it's across the line to Stuart Hopkins. Off of him. And sent in, so Missouri State can initiate that line change. Here's a 3-on-3 into the zone. Chased once again by Kopinski. A rush now. David Mitchell steals. Mitchell, 2 goals, 7 assists. He's out of Westminster, Colorado. Near side boards now, and Mitchell will try to hold it in. Can't do it. Good play by Stuart Hopkins. Hopkins with it. Up the middle, trying to hit Louis Shakes, and it goes off his, and Louis gets checked from behind. Officials say play on. Puck out to center in front of the Missouri State bench, and Kopinski will set it up again. Instead of going to Raymer, they go to Shakes. He lets it go. The officials say play on, no icing. And Missouri State with some good possession here. They get it to the left point. Kopinski with a drive, and he missed wide. Grabbed now by Tommy Kleinman out to center, trying to reach Adam Trunco all the way down. Trunco, 9 goals, 12 assists. He is the leading scorer for Colorado. He has no points in the last 3 games, though. 12-11 to go in the period. Ice Bears have it. Here's Hunter Cooley. He's racing 1-on-3. Cooley, nice move. Tried to get through, but he was hip checked off by Jesse Kate. 11:57 to go in this period. Missouri State ranked number 13, 17-10-3. After a couple of games that Lindenwood took 7-1 and 6-1. And on that last shot, the Ice Bears goaltender, Matt Griffin, couldn't really see the puck. He, at the last moment, realized it was going over his net and let it do that. That's always dangerous when you can't see it. Puck now in the Missouri State zone, taken away, and the Ice Bears hurry. They have a 2-on-2. Now everyone catches up with them. Cooley across the line. Sends it all the way down. It'll be Jared Bratton behind the net. Intercepted, though. Right in front of his net is Cato. Dipsy doodles as the Ice Bears put some pressure on. Now in front of the Buffs bench, it is cleared up to center and across the line for Pasenik. Off of his stick, but stays in the zone. Comes right out in front as Pasenik gets the shot, but Griffin will stop play. With 10:59 to go in the period, and still no score. Just about the second or third stoppage we've had. It's been a quick one here. Play is underway back in the CU zone. Cato gets a return. Too far for him, and it'll be Missouri State's Sam Frederick. Still looking for his first goal with Missouri State. He has an assist. 2-on-1 for the Ice Bears. Out in front, score! Finishing it up for Missouri State is Evan Ross. He will get his 12th goal of the season, and Missouri State takes a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, great look on the back door. Definitely a set play, and Ross makes no mistake about putting that away in the back of the net. Great execution on that. Great communication between the line there that you just saw on the ice, and definitely look for them to be effective the rest of the game.
Ross will get his 12th. This coming at 9:27 of the first period. McGowan will get an assist. And we'll see if we do get the
Missouri State goal scored by number 71, Evan Ross.
Yep, that's all we know we're going to get. Here comes a drive-in save as it came to the left side to Jaden Del Tufo, and just getting over in time was Griffin, and he makes the save with his right pad, and it's still a 1-0 lead for Missouri State.
Yeah, great job to track that puck from side to side for Griff. A little bit of luck on that one as Griffin had slid pretty far over, and there was a decent amount of net for the Buffalo player to shoot out, and Griffin just got over there a little quicker than usual, and I think he's excited to play today and makes the great save.
Now a shot comes in, save Griffin again. That'll be the third shot now on Griffin. As we total it up, they do not have shots on goal listed here, but we're going to try to keep track between me, Scott, and Ryan. We'll somehow get it correct for you.
I got a hard enough time figuring out this camera, so I'll let you count. Plus, I don't have that many fingers and toes.
There you go. 9:44 to go in this period. A 1-0 lead for Missouri State. Ross will get his 12th at 9:27. McGowan with the assist. Now we get a stoppage in play. And we'll have a face-off where they're going to put it back in the CU zone.
Puck out of the play. It went off the glass and into the netting. The netting here and the glass, I don't know if you can see it through the camera feed, but compared to what we're used to in Springfield is a little bit shorter. So the puck out of play scenario and stoppage might be called a little bit more. So whenever you hear them blow it, good percentage chance that it's just a puck out of play, no penalty on the play.
Yeah, because they have the building, it's right up almost against the glass on the other side, which I wish we had. That would be so nice. Here comes Trunco, tries to race through, but it is Noah Maltainer to break it up, and the Ice Bears have possession back in their own zone to Hunter Cooley. Off the boards and a nice pass to the left side, connecting with Jack Brackbill out in front to Bratton, and the goaltender Cotry didn't know where it was. He thought he made the save, and play continues. Cooley steals. Ice Bears have it. They take it away from McConaughey of CU. Right up the middle off of Brackbill's stick. We come the other way. Maltainer will clear it back up into a couple of Buffs upper areas. Now drive in by Cooley. Save, rebound, and Cooley says enough of this. I'm going to the bench. Lead pass, though, too far for the stick of Mark Bjorgi, and it's all the way down. Icing will be the call. 8:43 to go in the period, and an icing will bring it back into the CU end of the ice.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion by the Colorado goaltender as he went down to play to freeze that puck, and it just squirted underneath his glove. He thought he had it the whole time. The puck was in the corner, so You know that the forwards are going to read that and adapt to it, and they're going to crash everything. So,
and that's where your defense kind of has to talk to your goaltender and say, no, you don't have it, I've got it, or whatever, it's loose or something. Shot comes right through, and Raymer couldn't stick it into the corner. It went wide, and the puck is flipped all the way down. It connects out in front. Bjorgi, he shoots, save, rebound. Oh, what another save. Huge save in front. It may have been an odd angle, but in any rate, it was a great save in front by Griffin. 2 shots there. We'll call it 5 in Missouri State total, that is, and the Ice Bears are still leading 1-0 on a big save by Griffin. Here for Missouri State is Evan Ross, has the only goal. I take that back. Yeah, that is Ross, number 71. So I won't take back his goal either. 8 minutes to go. And the Ice Bears out of their own zone. Sent right back in by Joey Filichicchia.
God bless you.
To the near side, out to center. Here come the Ice Bears. McGowan leads it across the line left side. Nice hesitation to Ross up the middle. Back to Wheatop, that is, and off of his stick. Here's Filichicchia. Sends it through. Ice Bears intercept. Levi Wright. Back down into the CUN. Jarrett Peterson. No goals, no assists. He's played 9 games, still looking for his first point. Now a whistle for a stoppage in play. Okay, so I'm back to being cold again, Ryan. My hands.
I was just going to say, how are you feeling now? I know that when we left the hotel earlier today, and we said, is this really Colorado? Because it was sunny.
Mm-hmm.
I had a polo shirt on. It was nice, but I said, it's an ice rink. It's Colorado. Let's go ahead and put the big coat on. So I hope you're not regretting it now, Steve.
Well, I'm fine. It's my fingers. They are extremely cold. Yeah.
So keep an eye on this play back here. They've got the defenseman deep down low below the dots. Watch for them to, as the puck goes out of play in the offensive zone here, we'll have another face-off. Watch for them to send the puck, just like they've done 3 or 4 times, to a forward hanging out or a center hanging out at the far blue line, trying to get behind the Missouri State defenseman. That's going to be a set play that we're going to see probably a couple more times. So Coach Cook on the defensive side of things for the Bears, definitely going to adapt to that, and hopefully keep that as not as dangerous as the last play was.
Shots, in my estimation, are 5-5. Scott, I corrected them on you. Unless you think it's different, go ahead and correct it back.
Scott, you're doing a good job, brother. We love you having a remote.
Absolutely. You don't have to deal with anything that's going on here. Ice Bears are going to get called for a penalty, and it might be Terrence Josephson.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be either a head contact or an elbow penalty, as it just got a little high up on that neutral zone clearing hit. So Ice Bears find themselves on their first penalty kill.
It's not. I think it's going to be Brussa. I looked on the replay. Thanks, Scott, for that, and it's Brussa going in.
Yeah, it's hard to do that when you're 6'5" on the ice.
First power play for the Buffaloes. They are 15.1%, 21 for 139, but they have given up 7 shorthanded goals this season. The Ice Bears on the penalty kill, 83.9. They've allowed 19 for 118 tries. Puck is cleared out to center. Trunco will flip it and connect with Bjorgi. Buff set it up. Still don't have it in the zone. Now Kleinman. Tommy will send it all the way around. Mulhiner is there. Trying to get to it to clear, can't do it. Still a board battle. 1:29 to go in the power play. And puck is cleared out to center ice.
Yeah, a little bit of an errant pass there in the corner, and defenseman couldn't hang on to it, so the Bears will take that opportunity to change, and Colorado's going to make their way up the ice. Nifty little play at the blue line. Tommy Raymer has no problem taking that free gift and knocking it back out. Good pressure put on by Kuda Jonas in the offensive zone. Switching with Jason Kelly, getting their pressure set up. Colorado breaks down the right side into the center.
Well, I'll let you just do everything, Ryan. Puck comes.
You can take the camera if you want. I suck at the camera. I'm sorry. By the way, if the camera, if you happen to see a fan or two in the picture, it's because we're pretty low towards the fans. They're sitting right in front of us. In fact, we have a couple alumni in the house here.
We do.
David Ellis and Andy Draper have made the game out here. Excited to see some Colorado, Missouri State alumni in the house.
We'll catch up with them and we'll see what they're up to.
I'm telling you, I'm glad Andy's not out here right now because he'd probably put 3 or 4 on the net by now.
Yeah, I had one job putting the penalties up, and I forgot to do it. So there's 6 seconds left in that penalty, and it is to the far side. Ice Bears still can't clear. Grab by Keegan Davis, comes to the left side, a drive in, and a good save as McConaughey, that is, got that shot, and the Ice Bears will bring it out to center. Power play is expired for now 14, and the clock rolling left in this period. Puck swipe from the near side, held in by the Ice Bears. Frederick dropped down in low off of his stick, grabbed by Jake Hager and an outlet pass. They try to meet Felichikia, but good job getting back by Frederick. Puck comes in to Griffin, that is. They call him Griff, but it is Matt Griffin. He'll hold on. 3:51 left in this period, and it's a 1-0 lead for Missouri State. At 9:27 of the first, Ross gets his 12th, McGowan with the assist, and the Ice Bears have that 1-0 advantage. Yeah, we talked it over. Scott said, Steve, you just do the penalties, I'll do everything else, and my one job, and I forgot to do it. Here come the Ice Bears off the draw. Bratton, nice move, but an even better move by Quinn Kinney, and he steals the puck. Now we get a Buffalo down in front. That was McConaughey. And play continues to the corner. Flipped out to center. Cooley tried to race. Didn't get possession. Rams with it. Pasenik will drop it down in low. Max Pasenik, 1 goal, 1 assist in the past 4 games for him.
Buffaloes.
Did I say Rams?
Rams.
I knew I was going to do that. The Buffaloes. I just knew it.
Hey, you got the state right.
Yeah, that's about the only thing. Now here come the Buffaloes with Kate across the line into the Missouri State zone. 2:56 to go in the period. 1-0 Missouri State. Shot comes in and loose, and Griffin makes the save. Cleared by the defense. Worked up on the right side by Wheatop. Drive in, held on to by Ravi Khatri, and he'll hold on for the Buffaloes with 2:42 to go in the period, and still a 1-0 lead.
A slight resurgence from the Buffaloes coming back in the last 3-4 minutes as they have some good offensive zone pressure. Defensemen for Missouri State doing a great job of clearing the front of the net. That's a dangerous spot, but the Buffaloes are definitely not going to go away peacefully.
Face off in the Buffs zone. Ice Bears do win possession. Raymer with a drive in. McGowan to chase. Stepping in front of him is Kyle Cato, and the puck gets flipped up into the netting. Face off, they claim an Ice Bear did it, so it'll come outside the zone. 2:32 remaining in the period, and don't forget, these same 2 teams will have the broadcast for you tomorrow, same time. Now it will be 7 o'clock right here, but it'll be 8 o'clock for you.
Watching in Springfield.
In Springfield, yes, Central Time. If you're Pacific Time, then it's a different story. And I'm not even going to figure it out. All I'm going to say is just tune in. You'll know when it's live. Puck is flipped up, hits the netting again as there's a battle for it.
I got my East Coast family watching at 9 o'clock, so.
Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, you talked about your family, and I got to say, look, here's the deal. Your mom is pretty awesome, not only from the fact that she texts me all the time and says, hey, where's Ryan? Get Ryan in a shot, and especially if you're reffing or whatever you're doing. And she's always wanted to help out. In fact, if it wasn't for your mom, I could not have. No, well, that too. But I would not have been able to get married because she came. She was the one. You don't know this?
No. What do you mean referring to?
So my wife and I decided to get married in Vegas,
That's right. My parents live in Vegas. I bet she was your
She was
witness,
our
wasn't she?
witness.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that you were married. I just didn't know that
Yeah,
it was
that's
out
the
in
story.
Vegas. That's very cool. That's pretty unique, huh?
And you know, the funny thing is, she was prepared because I forgot the rings.
Oh, no.
And she just happened to have a little finger ring and said, "Here, use this." And yeah,
Well, I know that you bought your wife now, Tiffany, a nice big rock, so it's all good. You know what else is good? We got a minute and a half left of a really good first period.
yeah, which we'll get back to as Missouri State gets a quick line change and a full one here behind the net in the Buffalo zone. Jake Hager, he's going to try to set things up, looking and waiting for his team to finish their line change. So he'll flip it all the way down, gloved.
There's that play again.
Yeah, by the Ice Bears, Sam Frederick. He'll try to swing it all the way around. Rushing hard is Carlo Witter. Has a goal and an assist for him this season, but no points in 3 games. Here with 1 minute to go in the period is Frederick. He gets a shot in, goes wide. Letting it go is Luke Gosnell. Now behind the net, battling with 50 seconds to go in the period. Big hit there. Cross-check from behind by the Ice Bears' Terrence Josephson.
Oh, it wasn't that big.
He made it look big. Puck is cleared out to center and sent right back in. Josephson, nice move. Gets around the stick check of Hager, and getting dumped is Hager. Josephson still with the puck. 26 seconds to go. Josephson left side. Over to the right side now after some help. Here's a shot in, and it deflects in front off of Josephson, and the goaltender Contry will hold on, and the face-off will come outside the zone.
Actually, I think that we're going to have a Missouri State penalty.
We are going to have a penalty,
I believe number 23, Missouri State, Garrett Wojcicki, came in, thought the puck might have been loose, and gave a little extra jab in front as he's going to go for 2 minutes on slashing. Great tip by Josephson, crashing at an angle. Frederick saw him coming in, put the puck perfectly for him on a great tip. Great save by the Buffalo goalie, and did cover it. And Wojcicki just going for that loose puck and playing until he hears the whistle. But the referee deemed that just a little too over the edge.
So cross-checking, as you mentioned, Ryan, that is the case.
There's a penalty, number 3, 2 minutes for slashing.
So now with 3 seconds to go, a shot at the last second by Trunco sails into the corner, and that'll do it for period number 1. I do not know if we will get shots on goal, so what we're going to go with is our combination of mine and Scott's. So 6-5 are the shots right now in favor of Colorado. I'm just going to put that down only because we'll correct it after the game. So Contry.
Steve, while you wrap up this this period, I'm going to go say hi to some alumni buddies.
Well, they're going to come talk to me.
Oh, you want me to grab one? Who do you want?
Whoever wants to go first is fine with me.
Let me grab Mr. Ellis real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
Go grab him.
We'll talk to David Ellis. So tell you what, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we will have an Ice Bear alumni. David Ellis will join us in just a moment.
Pearson Kelly Office Products presents
Great Moments in Office Technology.
When Julie gets bored at work, she writes funny captions to pictures of animals she found online. Then she realized she could send all of her pictures in one gigantic message to her coworkers. At that moment, Julie created junk email. Now, employees can enjoy their days watching auto-tuned sneezing pandas. There are plenty of ways to waste your company's money. Your copier shouldn't be one of them. Pearson Kelly Office Products. Business made simple.
Hey, Missouri! Barrel Bob here. I'm MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. I see a lot of distracted drivers in work zones not paying attention to the road. Distracted driving is the #1 cause of crashes. The average text takes 5 seconds to read. At 55 miles per hour, you could travel the length of a football field blindfolded. Don't take the chance. I want you and my friends working on the roads to get home safely. Please buckle up and put your phone down. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
We're back at the CU Rec Center. Steve Casson, along with Ryan Armstrong And now joining us, David Ellis. We were just talking. You said the last time you played. It's Andy. What did I say?
Dave's down there.
Yeah, and Ryan told me, I'm going to go get Dave, and I'm like, that doesn't look like Dave, but I'll go with it.
Right.
Andy, how are you?
I'm doing well, Steve. How are you?
2013 or so is the last time you played?
Yep, 2013. I believe our last game was in regionals versus Michigan State.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. That was the tough one. Was that the one? I hate to say it, I hate to bring him up, but it went off the stick of Ice Bears goaltender Mike Pepping, and
Well, that year we had Justin Davis too, and it was a late goal. I think that they went ahead.
All right, yeah,
and eventually ended the season.
That's right. Pepping was a lot earlier than that. So many great players. We could get an alumni team together of just some of the greatest players on Missouri State, and because in your era, when I say guys like Dan Odenwald and who else?
For
Stephen
me,
or Andy Hellwig, guys like that.
Yeah, they were even before
they
me.
Were before
there
you.
was Dave Ellis, yeah. So ours, we had a strong St. Louis group, I would say, comes to mind. Derek Barsh, Evan Lechman, Jack Bryan, Blake Bryan, Tyler Palizzi, Pete Ciro. So yeah, I'm still close with a lot of those guys today, actually.
And it's interesting. I'm trying to break out my list. We have an all-decade team that we put together for the first season, and then we have a second season all-decade team. And I know that was not the one that you were on. You were on the second all-decade team. And if I can find my notes quickly here, I can find out just exactly who was on that team. I know you were on that team, but while I'm trying to, here we go. So let's see here. We had you on the second all-decade team along with Travis Barrett and Brendan McClue.
Okay, yep.
And then Nick Sadorf and Eric Aldag was on the second team.
Yep,
Brady Griffin goalie, and then of course Jeremy Law. That was his first year, so we put him in. But the first team, all-decade team, was Jack Ryan, Andrew Kovacic, and Josh Bell. Brandon Anderson and Chris Brown on defense, and then Justin Davis and Bob Bucher, of course, during that season. But so first of all, what are you doing now?
Yeah, so I'm actually kind of comes full circle here. I'm visiting. I live here in Colorado in the Denver area, and along with me is Dave Ellis, who's another former alumni. Even a couple years before me, and ironically, I ran into him with another former Ice Bear coming back from Dallas, Texas, watching the Blues playing a playoff game, and now actually we work for the same company, and so I've lived here in the Denver, Colorado area since about 2016. Just always wanted to live out here, enjoy skiing and a little bit of the outdoors, so it's a good place to live for that.
Okay, for those of us who have always wanted to go to Colorado, and then all we hear about is the snow and all that, so is it really that bad?
It's not. So the funny thing I always tell people where you compare it to is I'm originally from St. Louis. That's where I grew up playing, and when it starts snowing there, whether it's late December, early January, that snow seems to stick around. We're a little bit higher up, so you might get a little bit more accumulation, but once that sun comes out, it really melts it down. So to answer your question, it's not too bad.
The one thing that I know, because it's in the mountains, and you do have the jet stream that comes down from the north. We were here one time, I want to say Thanksgiving time. It was not supposed to snow. Nothing was supposed to happen. All of a sudden, at the last minute, there was a change, and 6 inches, 8 inches of snow start falling down over Thanksgiving. Now, people that live here are used to it, but people that are coming just for what's supposed to have been a great snowless weekend freak out.
Right? Yeah, that'll happen. It seems like, because you've got the Rockies right to the west, of course, but then, east of that where you have Denver, it really flattens out. So, yeah, it seems like you can get some wacky weather as far as some quick changes and some snow early. But even here, I would say, even if that was around Thanksgiving, that's pretty early.
Andy Draper is joining us of Missouri State, an alumnus from around the 2013 era. What are some of the things that you take out of Missouri State hockey, and what are some of the things that you remember? You're at the game here tonight, and you think of the word Missouri State hockey. So what conjures up memories in your mind?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is probably what everybody says, little cliches. You kind of build a bond around the teammates that you have, and those relationships go beyond, obviously just being in college. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of the guys that I played with still in close contact with today, and not only that, just to see where the program's gone. Stan Melton does a great job as running a Class A organization, and like I said, I don't know too many others that are ran as well as Missouri State. So when I look back on it, I just think of now of how a lot of things come full circle. And as I mentioned earlier, I came with Dave Ellis. We worked for the same company, and it's a close-knit brotherhood that you have that it seems big, but over time you realize how close it really is. And the important thing is that's what you look for and when you're playing, and even beyond that. So that's everything I think of whenever I hear Missouri State hockey.
I assume that you guys play hockey. Maybe you get a pickup going on. Do you guys play in a league or anything?
Yeah, I still play. There's a league in Westminster, which is a suburb outside of Denver here, and Dave plays in the same one as well, who I know is going to talk after me. And it's every Monday, so we do that and just get out there to break a sweat and hang out with the guys. So it's always a good time.
Well, one of the things that I like about talking about the past with alumnus is there's always these fond memories, and then I hate to say it, but it makes me feel old because I've been with the team since 2005, and I see all these guys, they moved on to bigger and better, and new guys come in, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember you, and I remember you, and don't take it the wrong way. I'm just like, oh gosh, here these guys doing what they want to do in their life, and I'm still here calling games from Missouri State. So, no, it's all in good fun. But I look back on it and I say, I can't believe it's been that long. But when you're out here, do you get a chance to catch? I know you're at the game here today, but do you get a chance to catch any games or anything like that?
Yeah, I'll anytime the Blues, as I mentioned, I grew up in St. Louis and played kind of my minor hockey all the way through there, and was fortunate to play for a lot of even former Blues, so that's a team that's always been close to my heart. So anytime that they come in town playing the Avalanche, I'll try to get to a game. And you've got Denver University that's pretty close by, and my now brother-in-law, he just kind of finished up an engineering degree there, so I'd go catch a few games with him there. And other than that, I would say that's kind of most of the hockey that I watch live, at least.
Yeah, I heard you're a newlywed.
Yep, got married
That's awesome.
in this past September.
Oh, I beat you. It was August for us, and a little trivia. Army's mom was our witness.
Really?
We got married in Vegas, and we didn't. It was just like a spur of the moment thing, and not like the traditional, oh, let's just go to Vegas and get married. It was just we were there, and it's like, oh, well, let's just do it. But we had to have a witness.
So you called Rhonda down.
Yep, I asked her. So what are you doing? I actually asked Dave first. I said, what are you doing, Dave? And he's like, oh, I'm out of town. So I said, well, then I'll ask Rhonda. Should have went to Rhonda first, but
it's a great story.
It's all sorts of fun. And I'm sure you go to a lot of alumnus games. Weddings and things.
Oh, of course, yeah. As I mentioned, I had, Stan come to my wedding, and probably at least close to 20 former teammates, all from Missouri State. And as I mentioned, a lot of them even kind of stretched even before that, playing junior blues growing up. And it was plenty of hockey players out there cutting loose on the dance floor.
Do you think Colorado is going to be your kind of final place, or is it good for now?
I think as of now, my wife, her family is from here. She grew up in the southwest Durango area, but now has since her mom and brother live in the Denver area, and enjoy the job that I have now, and been with them for a little over 6 years, and kind of earned up in the rankings there. So as of now, you can't really beat it. I enjoy it for the skiing, as I mentioned, the outdoors, and it's home for now.
Do you remember a goal or something that happened when you were with the Missouri State Ice Bears?
Let's see. I would have to say, man, just any of the home games really. How much we, pack the house with plenty of fans. I know we've had probably one of the more memorable ones. I think it was the first year when we did Pink the Rink in October for breast cancer awareness. That was pretty cool to be a part of, and how we got the different jerseys and, of course, raffled them off for a great cause. So that was something that kind of sticks out to me, and I want to say maybe we played Iowa. I could be wrong on that, but I know we whooped up on them pretty good. So that's a pretty fond memory that I have.
You know, it's interesting how hockey is such a small world. Did you ever think in playing this sport that you would develop the kind of relationships that you've had?
I didn't, and that's what's funny. I try to thank my parents every day for that, for doing the sacrifices to do it. But kind of what I've been mentioning, and really my fondest memories of playing at Missouri State is building relationships with the guys. And as I mentioned, a lot of that stretches just beyond that, whether it's in the professional life or just outside socially. As you mentioned, it's kind of a small, tight-knit, so you never know the opportunities that arise from it. And I think that's something that's great about our sport, and that I think no guy should take for granted, or girl that's playing. So definitely, the relationships, I never would have guessed it in my wildest dreams, but really I think everything I have today, in some ways I could relate it back to hockey and be thankful for that.
Andy Draper is our guest alumnus with Missouri State. And Andy, it's been great to catch up with you. It's just amazing when I talk about that you have to conjure up memories. You kind of look at stats, you got to look at things and say, I remember this, I remember this guy, I remember what happened. And I remember the day that Coach Bucher said, hey, we've got this great guy coming in, he can score, and he's just one of the top players. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, that's what you said about every guy. No, you come in, and I know you came from juniors, and you just come in, and the next thing you know, you are that top player. You come in, and you get on the top line, and you just make things happen. And I guess that's kind of always been your mantra, right?
Yeah, I mean, anything I try to do for the team, whether it's scoring goals, killing penalties, everyone just tries to do their job to fit in and the best of their ability. And yeah, it was had some good line mates. I think of C.J. Young was always a pleasure to play with.
Yep.
Great puck mover in open space and be able to make plays. And Dave Schrader was another one. I think of Corey Lefevre, as I mentioned, Derek Barsh. A lot of those guys. So we had some good teams that we were able to pull together and create some good offense. That's for sure.
Andy Draper, thanks so much for doing this. And
you're welcome.
I appreciate you taking the time. I know you want to enjoy the game with the rest of the group, and we'll look forward to hearing from you a little later on.
Awesome. Thank you. It was
Thanks
great.
so much. That is Andy Draper, former Ice Bears player with Missouri State. We'll take a quick break, and we will be back for second period action in just a moment. Your best source for awards of any kind is always Bowles Trophy House in Springfield. Trophies, plaques, medals, gifts, ribbons, and more. You get top quality and great service at Bowles Trophy House, serving Springfield and Southwest Missouri for over 40 years. Call them at 417-869-8720.
And if you need embroidery work done, logos, digitizing, and more, come to Banners and Brainstorms in Bowles Trophy House at 601 South Kimbrough.
It's time to drop the puck on the second period. Here's Steve Casson.
Along with apparently Stan Melton is going to be running the camera for us here. Stan, how are you?
Doing great, Steve.
So a 1-0 lead for Missouri State, 1:44 to go in this period. And Stan, in your estimation, and I know you like to say this, we won the period, it's a good period.
Exactly, that's right. Just have to kill this penalty off and get fired up again.
Yeah, 1:44 left in that.
I didn't see, of course they don't do shots on goal on their scoreboard here, but we have to have really nailed it on shots on goal last period.
Yeah,
along with the one goal we scored.
What I'm going to have to do is have you in the second period talk to Dave Ellis for a little bit while I can go get caught up on scoring.
Yes, sir.
But here we are. We are ready for period number 2. Missouri State this time will skate from the right to the left, and Colorado from the left to the right. Quickly, it'll be Jake Hager with possession over to David Mitchell. 2 goals, 7 assists for him. Puck is tipped down in the Missouri State zone. Back for Sam Frederick of Missouri State to flip it into the corner. Ice Bears now trying to kill another 1:23 remaining. Puck is off of the stick of Keegan Davis and back down, no icing. Missouri State this season has scored 1 shorthanded goal. Colorado has given up 7 on the power play. This is their second one. Shot in front and a save by Matt Griffin. It's out to center. Racing hard is Stuart Hopkins. One-hands it in front, and he sends it through. Nobody there on the far side. Great play by Missouri State. In fact, they're going to go for a line change after that with 47 seconds left in the power play.
Nice little shorthanded opportunity there, Steve.
Here comes Adam Trunkel across the line. Trunkel waits, drops it down, goes behind the net. Connects with Drew McConaughey. McConaughey out of Hopewell, New Jersey. 3 goals in 4 games. He had 2 goals versus Colorado State on February 12th. Ice Bears are able to clear it, and here might be an opportunity for Andrew Koutsalgiannis, but he forgot the puck. It's a delayed offside. We come the other way. Lead pass. It connects with Brendan Hansen. He shoots in. Fought off by Griffin, but he makes the save, and the Ice Bears 2-on-2. Leading it is Kelly for Missouri State. Across the line, Jason Kelly, 2 goals, 5 assists for him. Came up from the Division III squad a couple of seasons ago. 18-14 to go in the period. Now the power play has expired. We are back to 5-on-5. Puck is flipped at the line, and Noah Brussa will send it in. Here come the Ice Bears. Cooley gets a shot off, blocked in front. A diving play by Luke Gosnell. 17:50 to go in the period. Shot in from the right side is held on to by Kotry. That one came off the stick of the Ice Bears' Jack Brackbill. So the Ice Bears with a 1-0 lead in the first period at 9:27. Ross, his 12th. McGowan with the assist. And we will go with your assessment on shots, Scott. 10-6 sounds about good to me. Stan, the one thing, and keep your camera on the play right now, but the one thing that Colorado has is they have cheerleaders.
Now that's a nice little addition.
Puck to the near side. McKinney has it flipped up and will gain possession.
And they do have more fans than they've had in past seasons that I've been here.
Yeah, it is actually a pretty packed house here. Good to see that. Puck out to center, and the Ice Bears will have it. Brackbill will send a backhander in. That's as far as it goes, where McKinney will turn it the other way. Good pressure by Bratton of Missouri State. Here's Cooley. Collects it along the boards. It's inadvertently sent in and dropped down by Felichicchia. For the Ice Bears, Brussa will come out of his own zone. Connects with Bratton. Across the line, 3-on-3. Bratton shoots, missed wide. To the right side, a drive in by Frederick is blocked in front. 16:43 to go in the period. The Ice Bears with some pressure. They lead 1-0 here in period 2. Puck is flipped out to center, and the Ice Bears will see racing in front. Schreppel with a drive that's deflected into the corner. Now another one in front, blocked. This one by Borghi. 7 goals, 11 assists for him. He's 3rd in scoring, has a 2-game point scoring streak on the line today. 1 goal and 2 assists in the last 3. 16:02 remaining. Ice Bears can't clear. Up high, McConaughey with a drive, and he just missed wide. As coming out to cut down the angle was Griffin. but it did go wide, and the Ice Bears out of their own zone. Racing it with Ross, the only goal scorer. Ross will look for a centering pass to McGowan. Instead, it goes right through. The Ice Bears need to get back. Here is a 2-on-3 coming across the line. A pass from McConaughey connects with Basenik, but it goes off his stick. We come the other way. Ice Bears 2-on-3. Down the middle, they crisscross, and we're going to get a penalty behind the play, and it will go to Basenik. Oh, now we might get two.
Oh. Little Ice Bears retaliation there. Hopefully they
don't get anything.
Them.
But Basenik will go.
And here's a great opportunity for the Ice Bears.
It's a
power
trip.
play opportunity.
So Basenik gets called for tripping.
Only the second penalty call during the game, Steve.
Third, Stan, actually.
Oh, third.
Yeah,
Okay.
Brussa and Wojcicki called earlier, and Basenik now here in the second period. And the first power play, though, for Missouri State. The Ice Bears with the man advantage, 26 for 116, 22.4%.
CU penalty number 23, 2 minutes for tripping.
That's the call, 2 minutes for tripping from public address announcer Andrew Agnew. Ice Bears work the power play up high. Raymer with a drive, and it missed. Ice Bears get to it again. Josephson works around the stick check of Kate, and it's cleared out to center. All the way down. And 135 remains in the penalty. Scott, I appreciate you doing the penalties. We had an agreement, and I'm not agreeing with the agreement. Thanks. As Scott Lutzke is doing graphics for us from the comfort of his own home in Missouri. Here is the Ice Bears on the power play for 112. McGowan up high. Raymer now back over to Brackville. He shoots and he missed it.
Beautiful work on puck control on the power play in that sequence, Steve.
Ross again to Josephson. Ice Bears work it down in low. Glad to see the Ice Bears with energy, because Stan, that bus ride, and it's been a while since I've been on a bus trip, was a tough one. Raymer. Intercepted, though. Can Peterson clear? He does. Full sail
You got to
change.
go across Kansas at night, though, Steve. That's a bonus.
Yeah, that's true. So the penalty on number 23, Pasenik, has 22 seconds left in it. Here's a drive in. Tip just wide as Brussa got it, and it went wide, and now a battle for it, and Bratton will come back to gain possession. Carlo Witter, and now 7 seconds remaining. Here across the line is Cooley with the time running out. We're back to 5-on-5. Grabbed by Jaden Del Tufo. He had a good 2-on-1 opportunity in front that the Ice Bears goaltender made a big save on. That, of course, was Griffin. Now a snapshot in, touch pass to Bratton across the line. He'll have possession for Missouri State to Josephson. He gets around his like number 7 to Keegan Lewis. Lewis down. Ice Bears change. Colorado sweeps it out to Del Tufo, and he'll have it right side. Checked hard by Noah Malton of Missouri State, and the Ice Bears gain possession in their own zone. 12.5 to go in the period, 1-0 Missouri State. Now you start to wonder. A 1-0 game means that Colorado is very much in this contest. The Ice Bears looking to get more now. 2:20 to go. Make that 12-20. We didn't lose 10 minutes unexpectedly, and here the Ice Bears fighting for possession. Maltner gives it up. Now the Ice Bears have it right out in front, and a big save. Rebound on the backhander is missed by Koutsogiannis. And now we get a whistle. The net is dislodged. Play stops.
Great opportunity there, Steve. Ice Bears had the goalie out of place on the right side, passed it over, but just could not get it in the net on that one. Ice Bears looking to get into a good groove in this game, Steve, after winning the first period of 1-0 score.
Face off in the CU zone. Ice Bears do not win it. It is cleared and sent all the way down. And they'll reset in their own end. It'll be Tommy Raymer. Over to the corner. And returned by Jake Kopinski. Intercepted though. Trunco had it for a moment. Good stick check by Raymer. Stolen by Cam Bononi. Bandoni to Trunco. Trunco stops up. He shoots in and a save. Fighting it off was Griffin. Now here's Kinney with a drive. Ice Bears have it, and it's too far. But Cooley is able to continue with possession. Here comes Cooley off of Bratton. Now Bratton fanned on the shot. Out in front, intercepted by the defense of Jesse Kittay, but it stays in the zone. Now it's rimmed all the way around to Trunco. Possession in the Missouri State zone. Centered it out in front. Off of the stick of Kleinman and sent back into the CU end. Icing will be the call.
Boy, Ice Bears had some excellent opportunities in that sequence, Steve. Just a matter of cashing in.
11:01 to go in the period. Face off in the Missouri State zone. Comes right out in front. Griffin will steer it, have it steered aside by Matt Griffin. And now the Ice Bears battle for it in the Buffalo zone. Trunco will steal. Fans getting a little restless now. They want something. Here's a shot in by Trunco. Save. Griffin. Rebound out in front, and Griffin will make the save on the attempt by Kleinman.
Matt Griffin, solid in net so far this game, Steve. He's made some beautiful saves.
10:28 to go in the period. Face off in the Missouri State zone. Sorry, Scott, I should leave all the operations up to you. I won't touch anything anymore. 10:28 remains. Shot right off the draw is deflected up as McConaughey got that one, and it goes up into the netting. The only thing
you're just adapting to those expanded technical capabilities, Steve.
Well, you know, before
Scott's a great addition.
Absolutely, and
oh
before the new system, Stan, I had to do almost everything from penalties to replay to all that stuff. But you know what? I am.
Scott is the man.
Absolutely, I'm happy that Scott is able to relieve this pressure, as the Ice Bears are trying to relieve some of the pressure on them right now. As it is Colorado trying to even this game up. They trail 1-0. Missouri State, 9:27 of the first. Ross his 12th. McGowan with the assist and a nice 2-on-1 give and go. And that's been it. Now Brussa for Missouri State in their own zone. The Ice Bears will clear it up on the right side. Wheatop to McGowan. Now back to Wheatop. To Brussa free on the left side. He shoots up high and it missed. Right side drive. That sails wide by Wright. Sent all the way down. And moving free is Pasenik. Max tried to get hit checked by Brussa. Max with it over to the far side. Calling for it in front was McConaughey, and here come the Ice Bears. It's a 2-on-3 though. Ross flips it through. Breaking free was Wheatop. He gets thrown down, and the Ice Bears will send it right back in, and they go for a line change. It's a delayed offside, so Missouri State will get it cleared. Now across the line into the Ice Bears zone. McConaughey with a drive in. Save Griffin. Now 9 minutes. Play at the line and sent right back for Colorado with possession. Kittay across the line. Witter can't clear it. Defensively, though, Maltner is there, and he's able to get it out to center. Sent right back in by Jesse Kittay. 2 goals, 4 assists for the freshman. Gate's last goal and an assist was against Colorado State on November 6th, so he's looking for points. There come the Ice Bears. Josephson right side. He does have Garrett Wojcicki in front, but they don't connect. 8:15 to go in the period. Puck at the line, and Stuart Hopkins can't hold it in. Hopkins with possession. He'll shoot it in. The one thing, Stan, I have to say about Hopkins, he took our food order today. Very, very nice, in order. Everything worked out perfectly. So from now on, he's going to be our food order taker.
There you go. Stewart is our Springfield born and raised and player on the Ice Bears D1 team. Came through the SYHA youth hockey program. Just doing excellent work for the Ice Bears.
Puck behind the net in the Missouri State zone. Cam Bandoni to Trunco. Looking for a wraparound. Trunco shoots in, save by Griffin. Trunco gets the rebound. Fans getting restless. They want something here. Here's Mitchell to Trunco. He shoots up high, saves by Griffin as he stops it with his shoulder, and we get a face-off. With 7:16 to go in the period. And a face-off in the Missouri State zone. The officials are talking things over. John Grant and Scott Tuttle are the referees. Sarah Eitri and Takaje St. Pierre are the linesmen.
Now, Steve, we were talking a little bit in the first period. Is this the first lady referee we've seen?
I think
at
it
an Ice
is.
Bears game?
Yep, I believe it is.
Yeah, that's great to see that.
7:02 to go. Ice Bears have it up in front. Bratton, it's broken up. Good play there by Kleinman, and now we get an Ice Bear. Brossa is upended. He doesn't have a stick. He's going to try to stay in the play, though, without his stick. The official's actually carrying it, put it up on the boards. Brossa doesn't know where it is, and he makes a save with his skate. Near side. And it's cleared. Here comes Bratton across the line. Tried to drag it through. Brossa still doesn't know where his stick is, so he goes to the bench. Shot in. Good play there by Cooley, and an even better play by Kotry to steer it aside. Still 1-0. Now Cooley out in front. Tried to send it through. Levi Wright was there.
Ice Bears with the pressure big time in this sequence.
Malthoner looking in front. Nobody there. Back down behind the net as on the ice for the Missouri State Bears is Jack Brackbill. Drive missing wide to the near side. And out to center. Here's McConaughey, 2-on-1. Now it's a 2-on-2. Passes it through. It connects. Drive in, save. That one connected to Brendan Hansen. And let's see. Nope, that's number 8. Tommy Kleinman who got the shot.
Steve, that was certainly one of the Ice Bears' better offensive efforts of this game. They put the pressure on the Buffaloes big time. The Buffaloes had a tough time clearing it out. Finally got it out of danger for the Buffaloes.
5:52 to go in the period, and a 1-0 lead. Ross is 12th from McGowan at 9:27 of the first, and that's it right now. Here is Davis with a shot in, save by Griffin. He'll hold on for Missouri State. You can see, Stan, as you move the camera, there's folks in the upper portions. It's a glassed area up top, and would love to do a game from up there because it's cold in this arena right now.
Does look like the high-dollar seats in this arena, Steve.
They are, for sure. When are we going to put those in at Jordan Valley Ice Park?
Yeah.
We need that. Here's Trunco. Make that, no, that was Assistant Captain Keegan Davis with it. Now it goes, and a shot hit the post, and out in front, we're going to get a penalty, and it goes against Missouri State as Borghi was pushed and checked from behind after the shot in front by Hager hit the post, and unfortunately, Borghi ended up falling on top of the puck.
Now that was certainly a case of the goalkeeper's best friend making that stop.
And now
the iron around the net.
Are we going to get additional penalties? I know Wheatop is probably going to go. Let's see what we get here. Do we get anything?
Yeah,
they're
we got
discussing
an ice
it.
bear in the box.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. I was looking for Wheat Top, so it's actually not. So Raymer is in.
Yeah, Ice Bear's going to be cranking up the penalty kill unit here.
So Tommy Raymer will go in. Apparently on the check on Borgie.
And how strange is it that the Colorado player fell on the puck with a perfect opportunity to drop it in the net, but
yeah, that's the unfortunate
couldn't
part.
get a stick or anything on it to get it in there. Fortunate for the Ice Bears.
Now, it looks like it's just 2. Probably a cross check. Third penalty, 6 minutes. That's the third penalty now for the Buffaloes, and quickly a shot goes off by Mitchell.
Team number 25, 2 minutes for cross-checking.
Well, that is the call, 2 minutes for cross-checking, as you heard from public address announcer Andrew Agnew, and the Ice Bears are able to clear it and send it down.
Good work by the penalty kill unit, Steve.
So the Ice Bears, who lead 1-0, will have to kill another 1:30 on this power play. Davis has it taken away but not cleared by the Ice Bears. Louis Shakes. Now Hager. Right circle, drops it down in low, connects with David Mitchell. Sent to the far side where it is Hopkins for Missouri State. He's double teamed. Still possession to the Buffaloes, and it's out to center on a tip.
And there's a break for the Ice Bears.
But they only get one man. They only change one to the Ice Bears. Here is Trunco. He races through. Trunco looking for the wraparound. Gets it up the middle. There's nobody there as the Buffaloes were changing. Back is Luke Gosnell, the freshman from Breckenridge. 1 goal, 1 assist. His goal was a power play goal, too. First goal of the season against Missouri State on January 15th. That was the one that the Ice Bears won by a count of 4-1. Penalties coming up, and it's going against Colorado. And Borgie is going to go. So
thank you to the Buffaloes for returning the favor to the Ice Bears, and we'll be in a power play after the last 26 seconds runs out on the Ice Bears penalty. About a minute and a half power play coming up if there are no other penalties.
So Borgie will go in, and we're 4-on-4 for 26 seconds. So here are the Ice Bears with a 4-on-4 scenario, and in 13 seconds they will have their second power play, but we get an icing called here. Eight seconds to go. And the penalty to Raymer.
Bonus for the Ice Bears with a face-off in their offensive zone, and they're about to go on the power play.
And the Ice Bears do win the draw. Now they are on power play number 2. Here's a drive by Ross. It's blocked and cleared. Raymer. Back of his own zone. Missouri State now has 117 on their second power play. No team has scored yet on the man advantage. We're going to get a delayed offside. Ice Bears have to clear the zone. They'd be best just clearing, and they do. And the puck is sent all the way down to the Missouri State end now with 1 minute to go.
Key to any successful power play, Steve, is puck control, and the Ice Bears need to get in their offensive zone and control that puck, get good shot opportunities here.
McGowan has some help from Brackbill. Battle for it along the boards and cleared. .35 seconds remaining in the power play. And Missouri State has yet to get really anything sustained set up. And they change too. Carlo Witter connects with Bratton. Back down to Witter. Or make that Josephson. Now Witter to chase. Power play is 10. Ice Bears get Cooley on. Witter with a shot in. Blockered into the corner. Power play with 3. Brassa with a shot. It goes wide behind the net. Bratton is there looking for the wraparound, and he got it off, but a save by Kotry. We're back to 5-on-5. Make that 1:42 to go in the period. Near side, Witter. He'll work it through, and it will go to McConaughey. Good sliding play by Brassa to break it up, and a block in front by Bratton, who got back in between him and the goaltender. Puck
Very
tipped
nice
down.
work by Noah on that play, defensive play, Steve.
No icing. The Ice Bears picking things up. Here's a lead pass. Louis Shakes, comes in alone. Right side, he shoots, save, rebound, loose, and it is cleared out the center. Louis Shakes was looking for his second goal this season. What a move there. 1 minute left in the period. And the Ice Bears almost had goal number 2. Now Shakes comes in front, couldn't connect with him.
Colorado goaltender with just a picture-perfect save on Louis on
Big
that
save
breakaway.
there, as you say, Stan. Bandoni out in front, but Shakes is there to break it up. Might want to take advantage of the energy now, as Shakes is playing on a high after making a big break into the zone all alone. Puck into the corner now with 25 seconds to go in the period. Here's Andrew Koutsagiannis trying to work it away with a stick check away from Kleinman. 16 seconds. One last shot. Ice Bears lead by 1. Drive missing just wide as Trunco got it. 10 seconds in front. Save. Rebound loose, and it just sailed wide off the stick of McKinney. All the way down. This should be an icing call. And time is, well, will it run out? Icing was called.
Let's see if the icing was called before time ran out.
I believe it was. They're going to reset time here. Probably about a second and a half. So they'll reset it with about a second and a half. Let's see. And they're going to reset it with exactly 1 second. So just enough to drop the puck, and that'll do it. Period officially comes to an end.
Even up battle, but Ice Bears seem to have a little more time in their offensive zone.
The only goal is Ross's 12th, the assist to McGowan at 9:27, and hopefully we will get shots on goal from the official, or from the PA announcer, Andrew Agnew.
After 2 periods of play, the shots are 15-13 CU.
So pretty close, Scott.
Yep.
15-13 in favor of CU. So 15 shots on Matt Griffin, 13 on Kotry. So if we do our math right, that's 8 in the second period. Griffin will face, trying to do my math, 9. So 15-13. Not bad at all. As we will set those shots up for you for next period.
Time for a good locker room discussion by the coaches and get the Ice Bears fired up for the third period strong finish.
Absolutely. Well, one of the people that we are going to talk to, hopefully he'll show up here in just a moment, is David Ellis. And we'll take a break. We'll try to get David over here, and Stan, we'll have a discussion with Mr. David Ellis. Oh, he's on the phone. Everyone knows. They know he's getting ready for the interview, and they're on talking to him. It's like, hey.
One of our good, strong defensemen from the early years, Steve.
Absolutely. We'll take a break and be back, and hopefully David Ellis will be our guest.
Pearson Kelly Office Products presents
Great Moments in Office Technology.
When Julie gets bored at work, she writes funny captions to pictures of animals she found online. Then she realized she could send all of her pictures in one gigantic message to her coworkers. At that moment, Julie created junk email. Now, employees can enjoy their days watching auto-tuned sneezing pandas. There are plenty of ways to waste your company's money. Your copier shouldn't be one of them. Pearson Kelly Office Products. Business made simple.
Hey, Springfield, are you ready for some hockey?
Here's Barrett.
Left side with the beeline on over to O'Brien. Back to Barrett. Score!
Steve Casson here, voice of your Missouri State Ice Bears. Join us at Jordan Valley Ice Park in downtown Springfield for this year's excitement.
This is head coach Jeremy Law. The Bears are back for another season, so check out our schedule at MissouriStateHockey.com and get your tickets now.
Here come the Ice Bears. Turin with Bell catching up. Turin shoots. Score! Oh, baby! We are back at the CU Rec Center in Boulder, Colorado. Steve Casson and a whole host of folks. Scott Lutzke on graphics, doing it from the comfort of his own home. And Stan Melton on camera, Ryan Armstrong on camera, and now joined with an alumni from Missouri State and David Ellis. David, you played, what, around 11 through 13?
Well, a little earlier than that.
Yeah, so I was going to say.
2004 through 09.
Oh, was it 04? Okay, I tell you what. So you played around. Okay, so you played during the guys that we have on our all-decade team #1, which, in fact, you might even be on that one if I remember right.
Oh, let's see this.
So let's see here. So
probably got like an Andy Hellwig.
Yeah. So when I say names like Dan Odenwald, Saman Shah, Andy Hellwig, Mike Pepping, Joel Livingston, Clayton Baker. That's the all-decade one team. Yep. And then the all-second team is Andy Whitener, Joe Langdecker, Bobby Seda, John Baton, Matt Carl, and Michael Brown.
I think almost every one of those guys I've lived with there, at least for a year.
That's got to be funny. So just talked to Andy Draper. He says that you guys both work now for the same company.
Yeah, we a little coincidental, and then Brian Hess, a former alumni too, got recruited for the company. Out of all the people, in the whole country, we had a recruiter pick off all three of us. So pretty interesting.
Now, is that through word of mouth, or is that just because, hey, you guys are hockey players and you're cool?
Yeah, the second one, it's part of the profile. Brian was totally just really. He was in New York. It was totally random. But Andy and I we didn't overlap at Missouri State, but we were at a Blues game in Dallas with Blues playing the Stars, and he was wearing the hat, and we got talking and ended up working out pretty good, and he's worked for our company now for almost 6 years.
And I asked him this question. I'm going to ask you too. Do you like Colorado?
Love it. Oh my God.
So it's better than Missouri?
Oh man. I spent a lot of time in Missouri, and I love Colorado too. I like them both.
Now, for someone like me, who all I know is every time I go, I run into a snowstorm, and everyone says it snows way too much and all this kind of stuff. Is that true or not true?
We get a lot of sunshine in Colorado, so a lot of people don't know that. So we're 300 days of sunshine, and I love it, man.
That's always got to be fun then. And I know that some of the lakes around here are amazing. The rivers around here are amazing. The hills.
Yeah, I mean, if you like the outdoors, and Missouri is fantastic for that, and fishing and going out camping and things like that. But you can't beat the skiing, mountain biking, hiking out here. It's fantastic.
That's always got to be nice. What are some of the takeaways that you have, like whether it's a game or the camaraderie or whatever? What do you take away from your years at Missouri State?
I think, balancing, being in club hockey where we're not on scholarships or actually paying to play money. I don't know even if the guys imagine they still pay to play it, but you really got the level of commitment when you're not necessarily having, an agreement with the school is is in the level of distractions that you have to deal with to be a successful student, successful at hockey, successful athlete. Just takes a lot, you know, and I think handling that level of distraction and being able to get through it is, you know, after 4 years of that these guys to do is, it always takes, you know, some discipline. You know, you learn a lot of lessons, some the hard way, but you know, with your teammates and you know your friends and things like that, as they have your back and they watch out for you.
David Ellis is joining us, former alumni of Missouri State. You said from 4 to 9 is when you played, 2004 to 2009. So you played the year when Missouri State went to the regionals, and do you remember this? It was in Chicago. One of their most important scorers could not go to the game, or at least make it on time, because he had to work. He was trying to get into the fire department, and he had to do something with that. And if you remember, Stan Melton went, and he ended up picking this player up at the airport. He comes into the second period and ends up scoring the go-ahead goal. Do you remember?
You talking about Dan?
Dan Oderwald, yep.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a situation?
I know. You know, just talking earlier, you asked about the lessons learned. Is you talk about someone determined. You know, when Dan was going through becoming a paramedic and all the effort that took, it's really impressive, especially as a captain of the team.
You know, it's really funny because he is one of those guys that very, well, when I use the word nice, he's like very humble, let's say. And you wouldn't expect that from someone like him.
Pretty opposite of his brother John, who I just remembered he also works for our company too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny. And John was one of those guys that, you know, he was kind of in the shadow in a sense, but I remember he did kind of make a name for himself. If you remember when Missouri State came in, and at the time they could not beat Ferris State, and it was a big snowstorm. We made it there. We weren't going to not play. We get there. We're down 5-0. We come back and tie the game 5-5.
Great memories, dude. Oh my gosh. The Odenwalds have passion. No one ever said anything that they don't. Man, those guys. You know, from his dad and his mom, and obviously both John and Dan is they got solid family blood.
Besides, obviously, Andy Draper and some of the other guys, like who have you stayed in contact with?
Since moving out to Colorado, I don't know if I can't really say I've stayed close contact with a lot of the guys at this point.
You feel it's kind of like when you went through high school. You know, you had all your high school buddies, and you had everybody, and then the next thing you know, it's over. It's done with.
But you know, I guess I'll take that back, because Andy Whitener and I we meet up pretty often, and Tom O'Sullivan, some of these guys, Jake Benedict, obviously.
Sure. Yeah.
But you know, I make it back to St. Louis about twice a year, and we'll always just do a lunch at Nemo, something like that. And but you know, we're not necessarily as close as I'd like to be. But that's what happens when we move across the country, start families.
You still playing hockey?
I skate in a men's league out here. It's pretty solid. It's actually really good skating, so pretty impressive.
All right, all I know is the men's league in St. Louis, and I know the men's league in Springfield. So what's the men's league out in Colorado like?
Well, not a lot of people that are homegrown. You know, you get tons of people wearing stickers on their helmets from all over the place. A lot of ACHA ex-players you see some that we've even played against. You know, so you'll see. Obviously, you get a lot of CSU, CU players, but from all over the place. It's the league, the level that I play at here is, I get skated around like left and right. It's pretty impressive.
You keep in touch, and I know he's probably after you, but do you know Brendan McClue?
No, I don't know Brendan.
So Brendan now works for the St. Louis Blues.
Okay, cool.
He was in exercise. He was a athletic trainer, doing kind of that stuff in the exercise program and stuff at Missouri State, and it's a great story. Just again through hockey, which is one of those sports that, number one, you don't burn bridges, and number two, it's a small world. And so he used to play hockey with the son of Ray Borelli.
Okay, that's amazing. Nice.
And next thing you know, I mean, he had to go through the whole interview process and all that stuff, but he is with the St. Louis Blues right now, working in some kind of training capacity.
That's so cool. It's good to build networks like that.
Absolutely. Now, do you go to a lot of the Avalanche games?
Only when the Blues are in town.
Oh,
so
okay.
Me and Andy Draper usually get together and do that.
Nice.
Steve, you remember when Bobby Hull joined us on in an interview kind of like this before?
I do.
Yeah, that was really cool. I remember his hands just being humongous.
Now, I don't know if you were around. I think it was after you when we had the former coach, why can't I think of his name? He escapes me right now. He's now coaching, I want to say, for a Pacific team. Anyway, he came down and did a coaching session for the Ice Bears. And Stan would know. We'll have to ask Mr. Stan. His name is escaping me right now because it was all set up. After about 5 minutes, the guys were like, can we stop? When an NHL caliber coach runs a practice, but it was a lot of fun though.
Yeah, there's very little time spent not moving at full speed when you get that. Very efficient practices.
What do you take out of just Missouri State hockey in general?
Geez, let me think about that. I think, the energy in the city of Springfield for hockey is, I think, really pretty unique for club hockey. Just around the town and the school and the university and the fellow students. It's just a fantastic thing, for your friends and things to know that you play hockey, and they come out and see you, and you get to have a fun night together afterward. And it's just great. We spent a lot of time, Steve, just me and you and Dan and our parents and things like that is at some of the places after the games, and it's just really a lot of fun.
That's always a great time when you go out and you have that connection and you have that camaraderie. And I was telling Andy earlier, I'm like I've been with the team since 2005, and I've seen so many of these guys come through. They have great jobs, they're married, they're all this, and I'm thinking, even though I did get married this year, which
congrats, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I know you're talking to Ryan Armstrong. His mom, I think I've told this on this broadcast now 4 times, but his mom was our witness. We just at the last moment decided to get married in Vegas. She was our witness. Everything was great.
Awesome.
But yeah, and I kept thinking, what have I been doing except Missouri State hockey for all these years? And look at what everyone else is doing. But it's all good. It's great memories, and I look back at some of these teams. And one of these days, I'm going to put together a highlight of the past 20 years of Missouri State hockey, from 2005 on, of all the video that I have. I'm going to try to put something like that together. I'm sure we've got a couple of Dave Ellis point shots and goals there we'll have to include, but I want to say it's if I remember right, maybe I'm trying to think that coach, I don't know if it was Ken Hitchcock. It was Ken Hitchcock.
Oh, I'm a big Ken Hitchcock fan.
Yep, it was he came and ran a practice, and oh boy, it was amazing.
Wow, that's amazing. I did not know that he did that. That's great. I'm a big Ken Hitchcock fan. He's great. I wish they didn't necessarily change, coaching sort of cycle that they do in the NHL the way they did.
Sure.
Him and Quinville both were good.
But you can't argue right now. Craig Berube is doing an amazing job.
Oh yeah, it is. I'm impressed with just the level of hockey that we're watching out here. It's it's really interested in see what that was, and it's just taking huge steps forward.
And that leads me to one last question here, as we're just almost ready to start the third period, but I know when you were playing, the thought was, when are we going to go to D1? When are we going to go to D1? When's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? And it never did, obviously, in your playing career. And then in 2015, it finally happens. And, yeah, there is a difference between D1 and D2 and D3 even. There's that big difference. But you get to see it now.
Yeah. Well, when I first started playing from Missouri State, there was a little shift between my first 2 years and last 2. Our schedule in the last year, we played more than half our games were D1 schools, whether Iowa State, Lindenwood, UCO. So we got a taste of it. We knew kind of what it was going to be, but this is. But even this, honestly, maybe it's just been a while since I've seen hockey, but the moving it from one end of the ice to the other, passes, going sauce passes, catching it in stride, it's great, man. But
that's like a Dan Oldenwall stride. He takes 2 strides and he's already the other side of the ice.
Well, we got to watch out tonight here, though. The Buffs are sticking around just long enough. You got to worry that one little bounce and they're back in this game. They could slither away with one. So
they say that a 2-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey, but honestly, right now, a 1-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey right now.
Yeah,
it is.
It's a lot of play in this kind of area around the blue lines. not a whole lot of really prime scoring chances in the last period, except for the post that the Buffs got there at the end.
Well, the teams are out on the ice, so David, I'm going to let you get back with Andy and with Ryan, and I appreciate you stopping by, and good to catch up.
Great seeing you, Steve. For
Absolutely.
Have a good
That is David Ellis, who played from 2004 to 2009 with Missouri State. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be ready for period number 3. Your best source for awards of any kind is always Bowles Trophy House in Springfield. Trophies, plaques, medals, gifts, ribbons, and more. You get top quality and great service at Bowles Trophy House, serving Springfield and Southwest Missouri for over 40 years. Call them at 417-869-8720.
And if you need embroidery work done, logos, digitizing, and more, come to Banners and Brainstorms in Bowles Trophy House at 601 South Kimbrough.
Let's head for the third period. Here's Steve Casson.
Along with Stan Melton, who's going to be running camera once again. Thanks so much for doing it, Stan. And we are underway here in period number 3. Missouri State this time from the left to the right, and Colorado from the right to the left. It's quickly into the Colorado zone. Cooley on the right dot. Helped out now by Missouri State's Jared Bratton. Bratton, 7 goals, 14 assists for him. He's 5th in scoring, 2 goals against Maryville. That's his only multi-goal game he's had this season. Here comes Cooley, 2-on-2. He gets a shot in, slices it to the near side board. Sent around. We're 5-on-5 in this period. And they have period number 4 up on the board, so ignore that. It is not period 4. Are they foreshadowing here? I don't know about that. Far side, spun around by Kyle Cato. And do the Ice Bears steal? They don't, but they keep it in the zone. Now out to Brendan Hansen. Line change for Colorado, sent back into the Missouri State zone. Malfiner along the boards. Jacob Wheatop. He's able to spin it ahead to Ross. Ross now returning it to Wheatop. Ice Bears got to get back. They did change, so luckily they make it a 3-on-3 back into the zone. And they are able to have possession in their own end. And now out to Jake Kopinski, who will shoot it in. Stepping in front of the puck is Keegan Lewis. He'll have it. 1 goal, 5 assists for him out of Littleton, Colorado. Near side boards. Ice Bears take it out. Cross ice pass. Waiting for it is Kopinski. Gets a shot off. It's blocked. Behind the net. Out to center. Here's Bjorgi. He's 1-on-4. Sends it down in with 18:05 to go in the period. 1-0 Missouri State back in the first. Ross on a give and go with McGowan. 2-on-1. Actually more appropriate, and his 12th of the season. 9:27 of the first, and that's been it. We have had the puck hit the post a couple of times for each team. Now a drive and a shot on goal, and it's held on for a stoppage and play by Kotri with 17:40 to go in the period. As
that stop by Kotri reminds me, last period, Steve. Boy, oh boy, that breakaway by Louis Shakes, and 2 words for Kotri's work, just fancy. Oh my gosh, it was just an excellent save.
We are underway again with the puck out to center. And chasing it into the Missouri State zone is Luke Gosnell. And it is flipped right back out by the Ice Bears' Terrence Josephson out of Gibbons, BC, Canada. Puck back in, hits the netting, so we'll have a face-off outside the zone. 17:14 to go in the period. So the face-off will be just outside the Missouri State zone. Ice Bears do gain possession on the draw. Swept ahead, connects to Louis Shakes. Now to Koutsogiannis, back to Shakes. Off of him and out to center. And Missouri State will regroup with Frederick. A couple of players, that Shakes and Bandoni, they collide at center ice. But Koutsogiannis to work the puck. Getting the better of it is Cato out in front of his own net. Leads to Trunco, leading scorer for the Buffs. Now a drive in, we're going to get a penalty. And who does it go against? It goes apparently, I guess, against Missouri State. They touch up, and it is a penalty against the Ice Bears. It's a slashing call. And let's see who gets called for slashing.
Looks like Louis.
It's Louis Shakes, number 9.
Ice Bears back on the penalty kill. Really key penalty kill, being a third period with only a 1-goal lead.
Fresh 2 minutes on the board for Shakes.
2 minutes for slashing.
And so it's another power play. This is number 4 for the Buffaloes. Ice Bears can't clear it yet. Now with 1:40 to go in the power play. Here comes Maltner, shorthanded. That's as far as he'll get. With now 1:28 remaining. Gosnell will send it in, down low. Looking for some help. Stepping in front of him is Frederick. Pushed down is Gosnell. Checked by Frederick. It goes to the point and it's out to center.
Good break for the Ice Bears on that, Steve.
Power play now with 58 seconds. Hager. Center ice across the line. Right side to Davis. Grabbed by Bandoni. Sent to Davis. Missouri State is able to clear. Off the boards near side, Raymer does. Power play has 26. Missouri State at center with Kopinski. .40 to go in this period. Puck back down into the CU end of the ice. Ice Bears with a change. Cooley on the ice now. And Jake Hager. He'll connect in with McConaughey.
Good, strong work by the Ice Bears on the penalty kill so far, Steve.
Yeah, the power play has expired, as you mentioned, Stan. Brussa kicks it ahead, fanning on it, and getting it right in front to Cooley was Brackbill, and Cooley couldn't put it home into the empty net. He was being checked up hard. Levi Wright looking for his first goal with Missouri State. Wright has 1 assist in 8 of the last 12 games for a total this season of 11 assists. 13:54 to go in the period.
That penalty kill developing a little of some of the more important things in a hockey game. It's called momentum for the Ice Bears.
$13.50 to go in the period. Shot comes in, steered aside into the corner by Kotry. Ravi comes in with a 4.11 goals against average and .897 save percentage, but right now he's doing what he can to keep it a 1-goal game. And Missouri State leads on Ross's 12th of the season. Oh, nice behind the back pass by Ross. Sends it across the line into the zone now to Wetop. Gets some help up high. Ross waits, he shoots, he scores! Second goal of the game by Ross, his 13th of the season, and it is 2-0 Missouri State.
Beautiful wrister by Evan Ross, Steve. Outstanding. Cashing in on a great opportunity there. Ice Bears take the 2-0 lead in the third period.
This goal coming at 6:48 of the third period. Ross with his second of the game, 13th of the season. And Missouri State with Ross's goal down the middle.
Evan Ross.
So the Ice Bears have the advantage and an extra goal, which is something they have needed in this contest. Down on the ice was Trunco. He's leaning over. He's going to go to the bench. We'll keep an eye on him. Meanwhile, puck sent the other way off the skate of McConney. He shoots a shot wide to the near side with 12:36 to go in this period. Puck cleared and sent all the way down. And we're going to get a penalty. It goes against Missouri State on the hit at center ice. Goaltender Contry comes off. Delayed call. McConaughey into the Missouri State zone. And the Ice Bears will touch up. We get a penalty, and it will be assessed to the Ice Bears' Carlo Witter.
What you don't want to see, Steve, is Ice Bears back on the penalty kill after taking that 2-goal lead with Evan Ross's second goal of the game.
So Carlo,
another challenge to the penalty kill unit.
Yes, unfortunately, Carlo Witter in, and Missouri State
But they've got a perfect record on penalty kills so far, Steve.
So the Ice Bears now will have to kill this one off. Drive missing wide from Hager. He has it again. Left side, McConaughey with a drive, and he fans on that one. Drew McConaughey, 3 goals in 4 games. He had 2 goals versus Colorado State on February 12th. Now the Ice Bears looking for a shorthander in front right through the crease with Shakes, but will come the other way. Across the line, here's Bandoni. Stolen and cleared out to center. It'll be set right back in by Trunco. Shakes to check through. And now we get a whistle for a stoppage in play. It's a high stick. And is this against Davis? It is.
Yep, looks like we're going to skate 4-on-4. Great break for the Ice Bears.
So Davis will go. Oh, no, hold on. That is not Davis. That is Trunco, apparently, who's going to go.
Minute 6 now on 4-on-4 hockey.
So it is a 4-on-4 as Trunco gets put in for high sticking, as you heard from public address announcer Andrew Agnew. So we're 4-on-4 for about another 48 seconds. Lead pass does not connect with Bratton. As the high sticking penalty is called to Trunco. Now in 25 seconds, Missouri State will be on power play number 3. Both goals by Ross are even strength. Spin around shot from Hansen sails wide. Cato along the boards connects with Hansen again. Now they work it again with 5 seconds, and Cato says, I'm going to set things back up because we're now shorthanded. Power play number 3 for Missouri State, and there is 47 seconds left in that. Lead pass instead is a clear all the way down 2-0 Missouri State, or more importantly, 2-0 Evan Ross, as he has both goals. One in the first, one in the third. Ice Bears now working it through. A shot that was fought off after McGowan put it in on net. And Missouri State now power play number 3. It has one, make that 12 seconds to go. Here's Josephson. Hooked by Sherpel, and it is cleared out to center and all the way down, and that should do it for the power play. It has expired. Puck into the CU zone. Line change for Missouri State, a short one. One on the bench for Colorado. And now Buffaloes with Borghi in a drive missing wide. Far side to Shakes on the ice. Ice Bears, if they hurry, have a 2-on-3. Here's Ross to Shakes, and he tried to drag it back. We come the other way, 2-on-1. Pasenik. That 2 is Missouri State's defense, as Pasenik was the only offensive player in the zone at the time. 8:41 to go. Drive missing wide, sails to the far side. Dropped down in low by Kate. Sent up off the back of the net, and ricocheting back behind the goal. Trunco tried to send it through. Here is a behind the back pass out in front, and right there was Borghi, but also for Missouri State was Griffin, and now we got a couple of players throwing helmets off. Ross has his helmet knocked off. So does Bandoni, or make that Borghi actually. It's number 6 Borghi. And they're going to kick Ross out.
So before the skirmish, Steve, Matt Griffin doing some great work there, saving the Ice Bears a Colorado Buffaloes goal. They put out a great opportunity in front of the net, and the Buffaloes couldn't cash it in. Matt Griffin jumped on it. Then the fireworks started.
I don't get it, because Ross was not the person that started this. Yes, he was involved, as was a couple of other Buffaloes, but the officials got the wrong people. Stan, for tomorrow's game, I am bringing my other jacket. It is really cold in here. And what I will be doing also is bringing something warm to drink.
There you go.
Don't forget, our next broadcast tomorrow will be 7 o'clock. That is Central Time right here from the Boulder Rec Center.
7 o'clock Mountain Time.
Yes. What did I say?
Central
8 o'clock Central Time.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 8 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Mountain Time. So it is correct.
And man, are we ever in the mountains? Those Rocky Mountains are just beautiful, Steve. It's every time you come out here, it's just breathtaking when you see the Rocky Mountains. Oh my goodness.
They're still discussing things. So I'm not entirely sure. Well, okay, we already know that there is a 2-minute penalty up on the board that's been assessed to Bjorgi. Mark Bjorgi will get 2 minutes. Do not know what it's for just yet. But that's all we know at this point. So we will have to wait to see what the officials have called. Well, Stan, you know what's really funny is in my pocket I have a organic green tea bag. So that's what I'm going to use for tomorrow.
There you go. You're going to be drinking healthy, Steve. Organic tea.
Something warm, I'll tell you that much.
Yes, sir.
Now, going into the penalty box, and I'm not entirely sure, there are 2 players in the box. one for each side. Andrew Koutsogiannis is in, but I don't know if he's serving the Ross
I would
penalty.
say he's probably serving Evan's penalty since Evan is off the ice. But fortunately, it's the Ice Bears who come out with the power play opportunity.
But it's not on the board yet, so I don't know.
Look,
nope, they're taking them both off. Okay.
Yeah.
So both of the penalties are coming off. Apparently they are coincidentals. So we will not have any penalties up on the board. Let's catch the call. Let's see if we can hear exactly what happened. Meanwhile, here is McConaughey with a drive-in save by Griffin. But no indication on these penalties as of yet.
Well, another one.
Oh, into the box for Missouri State is Terrence Josephson.
I did not see that one, Steve.
Well, I don't know. I don't know exactly what it was, but apparently there's 2 minutes in the box for Josephson now.
And Ice Bears back on the penalty kill. Both teams so far this game have not been successful on their power plays. And
Missouri State penalty number 7, 2 minutes for tripping.
Well, tripping is the call on Josephson, but we're still waiting for the other penalties. And still no indication. And apparently we're not going to find out. But all we know is there is 8:04 remaining in this period. 1:57 left in the penalty to Josephson. And it's power play number 6 for Colorado. Oh, shot right outside of the goal, and it didn't go in. Is not able to make a clean save on it was Griffin, and it was right on the side of the net. The net gets dislodged, and that is a goal-saving play for the Ice Bears.
That was the break of the game for the Ice Bears, Steve. Wow.
That's the one time when you really like the fact that the net breaks away pretty easily.
There you go.
But I'm sure if you're Griffin, you want to handle those right. Trunko down low. Off to Kleinman. Brussa is able to sweep it into the corner. Still at the half boards. Kleinman battles along with Levi Wright. It's out to center, and Shakes was able to get it out. He does not have a stick. He's going to come in as a body defensively. Now a shot from the right side, score. Keegan Davis will get the goal. That is his 6th goal of the season, and it's 2-1. But the biggest problem with that was Louis Shakes had lost his stick. So here in the third period, coming at 12:34, Keegan Davis will get his 6th of the season, and it's 2-1.
Back to a 1-goal lead for the Ice Bears.
CU goal by number 90. This.
So it is Keegan Davis who will get credit for the goal. Do not know the assist. I know it obviously had to come from somebody, but they're not giving us that information, so we know it's 2-1. 12:34 the time of the goal, and the Ice Bears now only lead by 1. They cough up the puck. Here's Kinney up the middle, and Missouri State with Cooley to lead it on the left side across the CU zone. Blast in, missing wide. Cooley sends it behind to Bratton out in front. It comes through, and Cooley with a shot up high, and it gets deflected into the netting.
Ice Bears with a great opportunity there, Steve.
Well, Stan, I do not want to mention the fact that Colorado, in 3 of their last 4 games, have gone into overtime.
It's very true. We had a legendary one with the 11-round shootout overtime game in January that we played in Springfield.
You do not want to see this one go into overtime. In fact, they have had so many overtime games this season, either overtime or shootout. They've had 7 of them. One was a win. Actually had 8. One was a win. Puck flipped off of the boards and all the way down. And make that Frederick, as the goaltender Griffin didn't know where it was, and Frederick had to chase it down. Now the Ice Bears have it in across the line. Here's Malthoner, drive, save, rebound, loose, backhander, and a save as McGowan was right in front. And
real strong opportunities there, Steve.
Right leg pad saved by Kotry. 6 minutes to go in the period. Steve Casson along with Scott Lutzke on graphics remotely and Stan Melton on camera. Big thanks to Ryan Armstrong also on camera earlier. Puck is kicked out into the Missouri State zone, and Trunco tries to fight his way through. 5:53 to go in the period. Puck behind the net. CU gets one on. That is Bandoni. Near side, Bandoni with a drive-in, save. Griffin will hold. 5:27 to go in the period.
And Steve, you just think about the goal Colorado almost, the goal guy got, and then they almost had with the net being dislodged with the puck sitting on the corner of the net. That was a super break, and now an even bigger looking break for the Ice Bears.
Well, Jecki sent it down. He had to stop the chase as he lost his stick. Now Witter trying to fight for it. Here come the Ice Bears. Well, Jecki will send it ahead. Here the drive into the left side, or the right side actually by Wright. Followed up by Witter. It's saved, loose. Where is it? It's behind Kotry. Didn't know where it was. Now the Ice Bears have it again.
Pressure's on here, Steve.
Well, Jecki still couldn't pick it up. Now it's a 2-on-2. Backhanded by Davis. Fans getting a little restless here. 4:37 to go in a 2-1 Missouri State lead. Pass is picked off. The Ice Bears still with possession. Tipped off the stick of Josephson and down, and no icing. Cooley races for it for Missouri State. Right side, here's Raymer. He shoots, save, rebound, Cooley. Raymer looking for it. Instead goes over to Kopinski. Spun around. Down in low. Intercepting the puck is Cato. But Missouri State left side now. They have it again. Raymer through some skates. Cooley snapshot, and it's blocked. Pasenik sends a high fly ball, gloved by Gorgie, and shot out to center. Gate off of his glove, taken by Missouri State, pinballs through. Gorgie will return the favor and come down with 3:34. Cooley steals. Hunter had it go off of his stick, too far for him, and it will be Keegan Lewis. Across the line, Bjorgi, intercepted by Missouri State, stolen by Lewis, drive in, and a blocker save up and out of play. .318 to go in this period, and a 2-1 lead. Ross with both goals in the first and in the third, his 12th and 13th, and Keegan Davis his 6th for CU. Ice Bears now with Wheatop. Jacob shoots in, save Kotry, fought it off, rebound off the side of the net. Now out in front, off of Wheatop. Trying to help it out in front was the Ice Bears' Jason Kelly. We come the other way. Oh, free on the right side. Sherpa with a drive in, and it's fought off by Griffin. 2:54 to go. So Missouri State hanging on to a 2-1 lead late in this third period. At the half boards, Josephson had it. It comes out to center, and spinning around was Kelly. No, that's not. That is Garrett Wojcicki. Wojcicki, no points in 2 games for him. Buck back down into the CU zone. Luke Gosnell is there. Had his first goal of the season against Missouri State on the 15th of January. Directing traffic now on the left side is Brussa. Drop down to Josephson. Off of his stick, here comes Kleinman. Too far for him, and the Ice Bears with Brussa to have it and clear it to Cooley. Off of him. Now 1:59 to go in the period. Ice Bears steal. Bringing it across the line is Bratton, that is. Shot in, blocked in front. Cooley again. Bratton has some room. It's out in front, and it hops over Brackbill's stick. We come the other way for the Buffaloes. Trunco, stolen from him. Into the Buffalo zone, too far for Cooley. Here's Adam Trunco. Trunco, no points in 3 games for him. 1:23 to go in the period. Puck cleared all the way down. A bouncer past Peterson, and the goaltender has been pulled. That last rush down, the goaltender, Kotry, has come to the net. So it's an empty net.
Bob, MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. You'll be seeing more of me as the weather warms up. Crews will be working on our roads. That means lanes will be closed for construction and maintenance work on our highways. As you approach a work zone, please don't drive distracted. You need to pay attention. I want you and my friends working on the roads to all get home safely. Remember, buckle up and put down your phone. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
Back at the CU Rec Center, Steve Casson, Stan Melton, Scott Lutzke on graphics. 1:17 to go in this period, and a timeout has been called by Colorado. Stan, it's gotten colder.
Yep, they do keep the temperatures down in this rink. The rink is the University of Colorado Recreational Center, and a great facility. Oh my gosh, they have
earlier,
handball, basketball, you name it, sports all over the place in here.
Earlier,
nice
I had to ask directions. I went over, I had to go talk to somebody who's the rink manager over here, and then I went all over the place, and they said, oh no, you're not on the right level. You need to go to the next level up. And then I go to the next level. Oh no, you need to go one more level up. How do I get to the ice rink? Oh, you got to go down the hall to the left, turn right, go down a level, and go the other way. It was crazy. This place is a maze. It's unbelievable.
It is.
So here we go with 1:16 left. The empty net. Goaltender has been pulled for Colorado. And now we're ready for the face-off. Josephson is there, cannot clear it. Possession still to Missouri State. But they have it behind the net with 1:08 to go in an empty net for Colorado. Ice Bears do not want to see another tie here. Puck still battle for it. Now 1 minute remaining. Comes out in front. Nice stick play by McGowan to keep it behind the net and prevent it from going out in front. Tip to the corner now, off the boards. Ice Bears clear it out to center. McGowan does. Empty net. Missouri State this season has 1 empty net goal. Down in low to Hansen, out in front. Ice Bears have it. Josephson quickly gets it out to center. With 33 seconds remaining, puck is all the way down into the Colorado zone. Buffaloes work it to Trunco. He'll have it across the line. Gets it over to Davis with a shot. It's blocked and out to center. 17 seconds. Gosnell. He'll send it down with 11 seconds. One last clear for Missouri State. Racing in front, Malfiner, and it's broken up by McGowan. 3 seconds to go. That'll do it. Josephson there, but Missouri State will pull out the win by a count of 2-1. Now we've got some pushing and shoving at the end of the buzzer.
Josephine deciding to hold the puck for a little while until time runs out instead of firing it on the empty net. Great outcome for the Ice Bears, taking the first game of this 2-game series by a 1-goal margin.
Ross with his 12th at 9:27 of the first. McGowan with the assist. And then Ross gets his 13th at 6:48 of the third. It's 2-0. And then Colorado comes back. Keegan Davis is 6th in the third at 12:34. 2-1 is the final score. Power plays Missouri State 0-4-3. And Colorado 0-4-6. We will update all of that for you tomorrow, next game. But that will do it as Missouri State improves to a record of 18-10-3, and Colorado is now 8-12-7. Our next broadcast, as Scott has it up there for you, will be tomorrow, 7 o'clock, right here from the CU Rec Center. So the Ice Bears, go ahead, Stan.
Let's hope that we see a little brief history repeat itself. The weekend in Springfield, the Ice Bears and the Colorado Buffaloes play to a shootout in the Friday night game. The Buffaloes come out on top there. This one almost going into overtime.
We don't want that.
Saturday night game, the Ice Bears came back, outplayed them. 4-1 final score. Let's hope we see a repeat.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow.
Absolutely. So that'll do it here from the CU Rec Center in Boulder, Colorado. For Stan Melton and for Ryan Armstrong and, of course, Scott Lutzke on graphics, I am Steve Casson. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow at around this same time. Well, same starting time, that is. Ice Bears win 2-1 in a hard-fought game. Good night, everyone.
Listening to Missouri State Ice Bears hockey with your host, Steve Casson. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Ice Bears Hockey is a presentation of DS Sports Enterprises and WebSportsRadio.com.